Oh, hey, welcome. We have a podcast. You should listen to it. Let us entertain you.
Yeah, we're gonna entertain you like this.
That's a little too much energy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're not doing accordion. We're gonna be nice and calm. I'm really bad at this. But yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Frogcast.
Frogs and grog, boys. Let's go.
It's time to begin a journey with you
Yes.
into the abyss that is known as GTA 5.
That's right. Today, we're doing a GTA 5 review. We're talking about both story mode and online and our experiences with
Yes.
GTA. I wish I could see how many hours I have on the Steam app. Maybe I can.
Maybe you can. I'm gonna check my Steam as well.
Let's see.
We've both put in a lot of hours into GTA, to say the least.
Yes. Yeah, a decent amount. Let's see if it'll even
Probably a good amount of time. I don't know.
Let's see. It's definitely. I don't know. Ooh.
And we've definitely played a lot together,
Oh,
which
yes,
is
yes.
a lot of fun.
Yes. Okay.
The online feature in GTA 5, it's
easily-
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Grand Theft Auto 5. I have 56.5 hours.
56.5. That's pretty good. I have 125.5 hours.
Jeez.
But you also played on Xbox, right?
Yeah, I also played on Xbox. So, anyways, so over our collective 200 hours total,
Yep.
we have different things we want to talk about. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. There's a cool Halloween event going on right now.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
pretty
haven't
sick.
done it yet.
Anyways, let's start with story mode.
Yes.
Let's just jump right into it. Actually, first, do we have anything to talk about before that? Like small talk, podcast shit. Like, is it?
Well, I think that I'm really excited for GTA 6.
Okay,
so excited.
Staying on top of here, right? GTA 6, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about its release date. I don't think anybody does.
I don't think anyone does. No.
But I'm so excited because I can't wait to go back in. Hopefully, I hope they bring new characters, which I think they will, because I think it was announced a woman character.
Yeah. Because that's what they usually do, don't they? Like,
yeah, I don't think that there's new characters. I hope that they have as good of a character as Franklin.
Oh, dude.
Because Franklin...
We're going to get into that, though, but Franklin, best character. Anyways.
Best character.
Okay. Starting with story mode. Initial thoughts on story mode. Like, comparative to other story-driven games, what do you think about GTA 5 story mode?
So, what's interesting to me is how GTA 5 story mode, it can take as long as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like a lot of games have the option technically to do that, but they don't really want you to do that. I feel like with GTA 5, it wants you to take as long as you want or need to with the story mode.
Right.
Which makes it a lot of fun. I mean, sure, they have like the gold stars for completing things faster and all that, but it like really feels like they just want you to take your time and explore the whole area.
Right. Yeah, my thoughts on it. So yeah, they're the opposite of what's called railroading.
Yeah.
Railroading is a big thing in a lot of games that are a bit, especially story-driven games. But because this one is free roam, or it has a huge free roam aspect to it, it lets you kind of just take your time with it. Like, it took me like a year and a half to actually fully complete the story mode, just because
same.
like I would come back to it every once in a while, but for the most part, like, I'd just be messing around.
Mm-hmm.
And
because it's so easy to mess around.
It's so easy to just mess around and do your own thing. You're almost encouraged to do your own thing.
Yeah,
for the most part. And
it's just an adventure the whole time for you.
Exactly. So yeah, overall initial thoughts though, really good, and honestly too, the story itself was actually fairly well written. Like, it was pretty good.
All the characters, phenomenal.
All the characters are interesting.
I think there's one character that's worse than the others, and that would be Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor, it's just because he's a fucking psycho. But
yeah, and that's his only character trait, though.
I think it's cool, though, that we just kind of get to see into the lives of these three different people, and then they kind of just get thrown into this whole thing together. Like, just randomly out of nowhere,
Mhm.
and we get to see how they deal with that, and the end personally for me was that's one of my favorite endings of many story mode games, like, or of just story driven games. It was a really good ending.
It's so satisfying.
It is very satisfying.
You win. Like, you win.
Yep.
There's nothing else to say. You win
exactly,
the game.
Exactly.
And it feels like you won.
Exactly. And you can tell it's the conclusion because they're kind of like, okay, well, now we need to wrap up our loose ends, tie it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, whoa, yeah, I'm totally I'm taking care of the loose ends, Anyways, okay. Going a little more in depth, though. What were some of your favorite parts of story mode? Let's start with character.
Okay. So one of my favorite parts is the beginning.
Okay. Sorry. No, parts. We can go with parts. Sorry, I was saying let's start with characters, but no.
Well, this is a part of the character.
Okay.
So Franklin, you start out as him,
mm-hmm.
and he's just a lowly street criminal. He's stealing cars to make money,
right?
And he's not really happy with it. And it just seeing like a character that wants more from just a busy life, like I really relate to that.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people,
maybe not the stealing thing, but
not the stealing thing, but like just wanting more out of life, something else.
Mm-hmm.
You're not content with it.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people often feel that. And the reason he's one of my favorite characters is because he goes out and does something.
Oh yeah.
He does something about it.
Over the course of the story, Franklin's character has the most growth of all the characters. I mean, Michael, he grows closer to his family and he fixes his whole family dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. But Trevor's just stagnant the entire. Trevor's just fucking Trevor, dude.
Trevor's Trevor,
and honestly, that's something that makes him such a good character. Is that Trevor's just Trevor? He's not there for a good time or a long time. He's just there to just fuck around and find out. He just doesn't give a shit about anything.
I like it whenever you wake up as Trevor, like you switch to his character, and you'll just be like on a mountain somewhere naked, and you're like, well, I wonder what he was doing.
Exactly.
And like your car's just off in the distance.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it's so funny though with Trevor, where you go from that to, oh, I'm a business owner who's trying to like do business and be a drug lord and sell meth.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, okay, so back to my favorite character, Franklin again. Franklin, easily the best character in the entire game. Yeah, because of his character growth and just who you can kind of tell he's a little bit more like morally on the higher ground than most of the other characters, despite him doing crimes, right?
But he doesn't like. I feel like it's not. He does it out of necessity more than like. I don't know, because he does the crime. But,
he's not doing good things, but it's not because. Like,
it seems like he's not necessarily having fun the whole time. No, but the other characters, it seems like they like to do it.
Sometimes he has fun. But no, what was I saying? You can definitely tell, though, there's a big moral struggle for him in the game. Like, there's a lot of, oh, man, like, I'm doing this shit,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, GTA 5 is all about doing crime. But
which
you can kind of tell he has a little bit of a moral struggle here and there. Where it's like, oh, should I be doing this? Or should I be with this gang? Like, I need to get away from this gang life and all that stuff. That's another big thing, too. He's trying to get out of gang life and make his life better. Like Levi was saying, he wants to make his life better. And I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's through crime.
And I feel like a lot of games and media don't, like, have a character that it's, like, just down in the dumps. And they want to make themselves better.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of games just aren't realistic enough to be able to relate to some of the characters in real life, in your real life situation. And this game is just realistic enough where you can kind of relate to some characters, even if it's not like on the same level, but even just a little bit, because it's placed in the real world.
Yeah. Well, no,
kind of. It's based on the real world.
It's placed in island of California.
Yes. It's based in the real, or based on the real world, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Not in, but on. And is one of the it's one of the more like realistic games, as in trying to portray normal life.
Mm-hmm.
Up until you get into all the high skill crime, but
the high skill crime that amateurs are pulling off.
Yeah. Anyways, basically, Franklin's the best character, easily.
Yes.
Michael takes a close second, or not close second, but he takes a pretty decent second, and then Trevor's just kind of like there.
Yeah, I wish that they would have done more with Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I
don't know exactly how you could have, because his character's just like the crazy archetype.
Yeah, and I feel bad though for Trevor at some points in the game because it is revealed that his buddy's dead or whatever, that he's been writing to in prison for years after the whole like beginning scene where their one friend dies and then the other one gets taken to prison, quote unquote, and Michael and Trevor split up. But it's actually just like the agent's writing to him instead of his friend because his friend's been dead. Like that's fucked. That's so fucked. But anyways, that's and Trevor's just always constantly lied to because no one trusts him enough. The only thing they trust him to do is like torture that one dude. Yep. Oh god, that was a interesting scene. But no, you gotta kind of feel bad for Trevor because he's been and he's also been lied to about Michael's death the entire time. Like Michael's not dead, but his other friend is, and so. I don't know. Poor Trevor's just kept in the dark most of the game, and that's one thing I guess that kind of makes you feel a little sympathy for him. Is no one really likes Trevor, and so they kind of just don't fucking care about him.
Yeah,
and they
that's true.
Treat him like shit. So that's kind of sad.
A little bit.
You got to feel for the guy a little bit there, but God, when you first meet Trevor, oh man. That first opening scene is just a little bit weird. Oh god.
Well, I feel like a lot of the openings and story mode is a little bit weird because a lot of it's based out of a strip club.
That's fair
for the most part.
I think it's so funny when Trevor goes in and just takes over that strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so all the characters have good moments, but some of them are just better than others. And yeah, Franklin's on top. Franklin has the best story by far.
Yeah.
By far.
I totally agree.
What would you say is your favorite mission in story mode?
Oh, that's tough.
I don't know if you've played story mode recently, but if you can remember it,
I played it so long ago.
Yeah.
I can only think of the online ones because I've only been doing the online missions.
That's fine. I can talk about my favorite part of story mode mission stuff, like my favorite story mode mission.
Do that.
So, closer to the end of the game, you are Michael, I think, or Franklin. No, I think maybe it's Franklin. I can't remember. One of the characters has to choose if they want to kill either one of the other characters or save them both. I've only played through once, so I've only ever done one of the options, and I chose to kill neither, save both. But make all the feds mad at me. I think it was Michael that has to choose this. Something like that. But I know a lot of people like to kill Trevor because Trevor's just a fucking dumbass. But yeah, so I chose to save them both. I think it's really cool because that one's shown as, this is the option that is like basically impossible. You can't do this one. And they still make it possible. It's just really fucking hard.
Yeah, but I think I chose that option as well.
When you first meet up with both guys and have to go through that first like big wave of feds trying to kill you or whoever it is trying to kill you, I think it's the police, in that warehouse and hold up there. It's really cool to see the characters kind of like unite together as a real team for once, even if they're still mad at each other and they don't like each other. They kind of have to get together for their own survival, and they kind of like, this is probably one of the strongest bonds, or the point where their strongest bond has been formed, because after that they go on to kill, like tie up their loose ends and kill the other guys, which actually is another one of my favorite missions too, where you have to kill all the dudes that are fucking making them pissed off or that are pulling the strings,
Yeah.
And so I really like this moment just because, it shows them unite and finally be like, okay, we are like,
we're in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat. We're finally a group. We finally actually like need each other and are doing this of our own free kind of their own free will. Eventually it will be, but it's kind of like the big uniting moment. It's kind of one of the
Avengers Assemble.
Avengers Assemble. It's kind of the climax of the story. I would say. That's the climax, and that's where the most action is. That's when you kind of get down. That's when all the characters, make the super team. So, anyways, I really like that mission. It's very satisfying. So, that's one of my favorite missions. Also, the one I think no, that's a different game. But I think there's one with a boat, something like that. But any missions also with vehicles, I fucking love the cars.
The cars and physics of this game,
my gosh,
are so fun. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. Okay, But I don't know. Is there any last minute thoughts on story mode before we talk about online that you want to say?
I don't know. The story's just I felt like I personally really connected with all the characters
Oh
because
yeah,
they're just so good, and
Yeah.
I feel like they're really well written,
they are.
especially for a game.
Mhm.
Like I feel like you don't see a lot of well written characters in games.
Right, because usually you're the character.
You're the
Right.
character.
I mean, and so you just make the character whoever you are, or they have some sort of story that's like, oh, okay, they're just. I mean, it doesn't go really in depth into the story.
You're
because-
going out to do stuff because you're going out
Yeah.
to do stuff
exactly,
as the character.
exactly. Or in some games, characters don't have stories at all. Like if you're playing Minecraft, your character doesn't
Yeah.
have a story. I mean, sure, you make your own story, but that's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
For a story-driven game, I should probably choose a story-driven game to relate to, right? But anyways.
Another one, story-driven games that are really good with the story, I think, are Zelda games.
Mm.
I think that they're pretty good. I mean, basic story, but
Yeah.
it's effective.
Anyways, I guess my last minute thoughts. Oh, I like that after story mode, like you completed the entire story.
Oh
You
yeah,
can still keep doing stuff. There's still more
Yep.
content to the game. There's so much content in this game too. It's
huge.
it's huge.
It's like
very well
100
done.
gigabytes.
It's
So
fucking
it better
massive.
be good.
It better be good, right? Yeah. But anyways, so I like that you can keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't just end there. Like there's a lot of games where it's like, oh, the story's over. I guess the game's over.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, but this. I mean, you could really just play GTA forever.
and you could play it alone forever. Is the
Yes.
crazy thing, and
Oh.
it's not like
Did we ever specify we're talking about GTA 5, or did we just say GTA?
we said GTA 5.
Okay, just making sure because I couldn't remember. I was
I'm pretty
like,
sure.
even if we didn't specify, you could totally get it from what we're saying here. But
Yeah, the
we're talking
characters, all that.
specifically about GTA 5. We haven't already said that about it
Mm-hmm.
already. Blah 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 blah.
All right, I say we move on to next segment of online portion.
Online portion.
Okay, so you haven't completed the online story, correct?
I didn't even know there was an online story.
There's kind of one.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. You do missions based on how you want to play the game.
Right.
There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, I think what happens after you complete it? It's been a long time. I've just been playing online, so
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The best part about online has to just be that it's online and
Oh,
you
yeah.
can play with other people.
Oh yeah, I agree. That is definitely one of the best parts. I think my favorite thing about online, just in general, is you play the game how you want to play it. You set up your business how you want it to be set up. You do whatever business you want. There's so many different options.
You don't even have to do a business to
exactly.
have fun.
You don't even
as
have
well.
to have a business. You can just do whatever the heck you want. You know. But if you do have a business, you can grow your business. You can develop it. You can really fine tune things.
And it's not easy to develop your business.
It's definitely not easy.
Which I think makes it better because that's like it's a real thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy to develop a business.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, this one there is preset paths.
Oh yeah. But it gives you a challenge for sure in creating your business, making it function well, also trying to profit off of it and making sure you're doing things in a way that would profit instead of losing money. And the fact that you can lose money too, you're gonna have good days and bad days. Like it's very it's kind of realistic in that aspect. But
and playing online where other players can come and mess up your business preparations.
That too.
It's so much fun because you never know when somebody's who's modded the game is gonna fly by in their tank and just blow you up to pieces. And and that kind of adds to the fun for me personally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, what's it called? Freaking online is just so random, so just there's a lot
it gets unhinged.
It gets
fast.
very unhinged and it's just so funny. Oh man, there's some funny shit in there too. And also I really love that they interact with their community and do the events. Like right now the Halloween event going on is really fun. Specifically the one with the truck. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's really fun. But I definitely enjoy online a lot just for the online aspect. I've never been a huge online gamer. Sure, I'll do sometimes I'll do a multiplayer game, but like online on dedicated servers, I've never done that before until now, and it's actually pretty fun.
one of my favorite experiences with GTA Online was this one day where I was just walking around trying to complete some missions, and this modder comes out of nowhere and is just like, "Hey, hop in my car." And so, out of a morbid curiosity, I hop in this guy's car, and we just start flying around the map doing random shit. and and it was like one of the most fun experiences I've ever had while just being completely alone, like in my room. I was laughing at what this guy was typing in the chat and like what we were doing, because we were just going around causing chaos.
Right.
And I was just a regular player. I wasn't modding or anything. This guy was just like, "Hey, come cause chaos."
Yeah, exactly.
That's the funnest thing.
That's honestly one of the best parts about GTA Online too, is you could literally be developing a business and you could be super serious about it, or you could also just fuck around and do nothing.
Go buy guns. Go
buy
shoot
guns.
Up
go mod your
everything.
Car. Go blow shit up. You can do literally whatever you want. Now, some of that stuff is blocked by money, so you have to earn some money here and there. That's one thing that makes it a little.
Earning money is also not even super hard, because you can get money for doing certain different actions.
It's really, you don't really have to have a business to make money.
Yeah, they have mini games, all that kind of stuff you can do.
There's little missions you can do on the side or whatever. But yeah, if you don't want to set up a dedicated business, you really don't have to have fun. You know? So lots of fun stuff. Is there any specific part that you just adore, or anything you don't like
about online? So one thing I don't like is also the modded community.
That's
because fair. Some of the people who mod come in and are like, "Hey, pay me actual money in real life and I'll give you a bunch of GTA Online money."
No.
And that's just really not cool. And sometimes they'll come in, and my personal character, they leveled it up to like 50 or something, and I was just playing through the game, and I didn't really want to be leveled up until I had done it myself. But they just came in and were like, "Hey, here's that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, thanks. I didn't want that."
The modded community for sure can be just other people in general, trolls.
Yeah.
That's always going to be a downside of most online games. It feels like in GTA Online, though, they're a little bit less few and far between. Like they're a little bit more. There's a little bit more of those.
Yeah, and they're pretty malicious in those ones.
That
in
too.
GTA.
They're very malicious.
They'll come and just kill you over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, come on, I'm just trying to have fun,
bro. We're all just trying to have fun. Yeah. That, and now one thing that does help counteract that too is that you can just make your own servers.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. And that's something that's also made the game a little bit easier to like do stuff like with a business.
Yeah, we play together on a private server usually.
Yeah, usually. I mean, yeah, I dabbled in other servers, but usually I just get blown up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Yep.
Because personally, for me, I'm more of the serious build my business player, but I also have fun fucking around. But yeah, no, I think one of my favorite times we played. We did that whole thing where we just ran away from the cops at 5 stars for like 20 minutes.
So, and we eventually escaped in the sewers.
We were on the lake.
Oh right.
That one. Yeah.
That one was fun.
So we were out in the desert, just driving away from the cops for like 20 minutes and trying to get them off us. And we're like, okay, well, we're nowhere near the city, or else we would have used the sewers, which my friends also like to call the TMNT strat, because it's through the sewers, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so we were like, okay, well, let's just go on the fucking lake and we'll drive around and we'll see what we can do. So we hop on a boat, barely make it, right? So we're just on the lake being
Our
pursued.
Car was like trashed by the time we got to the lake.
Yeah,
there was nothing left.
There was barely anything. I think we had lost like 2 tires, and we were like,
we had lost like 3, I think, and 1 wheel, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So we were barely hanging on. So we're like, okay, let's get on the lake and we'll see what we can do. So we're on the lake and we start blowing up helicopters that are following us. We blow up like, I think we have like 3 at a time. And finally, they lose track of us on the lake. We're like, no fucking way. No fucking way we just escaped. And this is like our first time ever escaping like 5 stars.
Yeah.
The first or second time. And so we just drive around the lake for like 5 more minutes. And finally it's gone. We're like, what? I don't know.
That was like the biggest victory I felt in a while.
It was definitely a victory for us. It's probably like, I'm sure there are people who are like, that's nothing. Like, I don't know. But to us, it was great. We had a lot of fun. And it was a big victory for us. That's what matters. Okay?
Another thing I want to bring up is the club names and just all the aspects of that stuff. So
yes.
on ours, our personal clubs, like motorcycle club, is the Condiment Crusaders.
Yes.
Because we have a big giant big rig truck, and it's painted like a hot dog
Yes.
with ketchup and mustard.
Yes, it's
And
fantastic.
we call it the Ketchup Cruiser.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we have I thought we were going to make a mustard motorcycle at some point.
I think we have one, but it's not
Maybe.
very good.
But we're trying to like make some. Anyway, we're trying to make condiment cars, and so we have a lot of fun just cruising around in the giant ketchup cruiser, and it's just this gigantic lifted like F-350. It's fantastic.
Yep. And we're not doing anything specific in the game,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we still have the greatest times.
Oh yeah, it's great, and yeah, no, it's really fun how much customization you can do, and
Yep.
How much you can fuck around. But overall, what's your rating? Let's do them separate and then kind of an overall rating. So overall rating for story mode, what do you think? Like out of 10?
Yeah, so I think that they could have done more with Trevor, which is why I'm gonna put it lower.
Yeah.
But it's like 8 or 9
Oh yeah, okay.
because it's a great story.
Yeah, no, there are definitely a couple of places they could have developed a little more in the plot, specifically anything to do with Trevor, because we kind of just don't know where the fuck he comes from or what the like.
And I feel like the intro for Trevor, where like he's just there all of a sudden, and you're like, okay,
and like eventually you learn, oh yeah, he was part of Michael's old gang. I kind of wish they went more in depth into their backstory with their gang and more into what happens with them. Maybe they do and we don't remember,
or maybe it's one in one of the other GTA's,
or maybe
I don't
it's
know.
another GTA. Who knows? But I'm sure you guys know. Don't roast us. We're not professionals.
We only played GTA 5. We haven't played the other ones.
We haven't played the other ones. We should probably play the other ones at some point. But
probably.
Yeah. So overall, though, yeah, easily an 8.5, maybe a 9 for just the story mode. Online for me, is honestly like a 9.5.
Yeah,
again,
it's 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like one or two little things that kind of suck, but other than that, like it's all great. It's really good. So
we forgot to talk about the physics of the vehicles.
Oh god.
Okay, so this game has pretty good physics for the most part. Like it feels good driving, it feels good being on a motorcycle,
Yeah.
It feels good flying for the most part. But sometimes
things get a little wonky. I'm sure this is a pretty popularly well-known thing.
Especially on motorcycles, though.
Oh god.
Because sometimes you'll just be driving around and you'll hit a curb, not expecting to do anything other than just drive over the curb, and you'll launch like 80 feet in the air.
Yep.
And it's like,
and you're just gone.
Nice.
And you're like, oh, okay.
I like dying for that, but
yeah, no, motorcycles are definitely a little funky. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But they're so much fun.
Yes, and there's so many fun little glitches in the game. Not glitches, but like just like little tricks you can do. So like my friend actually showed me this. You can take the tank that you can buy from Warstock. I don't remember what it's called. But if you're very careful, if you roll over just the corners of a vehicle, you can take off all the wheels. And then get in the car and just not drive. Just sit in there pushing on gas. You don't have any wheels. And normally if you like try to take wheels off a car, it'll explode. But if you do it with this tank and are very careful, you can just take off all the wheels, as many as you want. And so we would just do that all the time. It's so funny.
Another good bug is the bicycle hopping glitch.
Oh yeah.
Where you can just go like 20-30 miles an hour on a bicycle and you're just cruising down the highway jumping.
Oh yeah.
And people will look at you weird whenever you're playing online and doing that.
Yeah, it's a little funny. Okay, I do have one complaint about vehicles specifically, and I know it's just how the game generates things and how it works, but I don't like that if you start like seeing some sort of vehicles, like you just keep seeing that same vehicle over and over again. Like it doesn't generate new vehicles until you leave the area and go try to find something else somewhere else. Like I wish it would generate more varieties of vehicles better than just being like, oh hey, you just saw a Dodge Charger, here's 3 more. Oh, you just saw those 3, here's 17 more. Like
yeah, I agree with that.
I'm trying to look for a car sometimes, and I can't ever find it in an hour-long session. But then the next time I boot up the game, I see 37 of it.
Yeah.
So that is one nitpick I have
Hopefully
about
they
it.
change that in GTA 6.
Hopefully they
because
can-
I want
yeah.
variety of cars, and I want like you find one,
Oh,
you
yeah.
find a different one. You
Yeah.
find another one.
But like again, or the one upside to that is that if you want a car that's showing you, it's pretty easy to find it, you know.
Mhm.
But if you're trying to find something specific that you want and that you haven't seen it yet in the game, you're most likely not gonna find it unless you either like reload the game or drive around for like an hour.
Yeah.
So that is one nitpick I have about the game in general. But other than that, like vehicle generation is pretty good. I mean, they still have a pretty decent variety of vehicles. It's just, yeah, depending on what amount of vehicles you're being shown. But
Yeah.
anyways, I think that's the only thing I can really nitpick it for. That's like that I personally don't like, just like a lot, just because I like the cars.
Mhm.
I like the cars; they're fun. But anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know any other thoughts on GTA 5.
I mean, what else is there to say about a perfect game,
A
right?
perfect game. Perfect game. Definitely.
10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, all of the scores.
Definitely didn't just nitpick it, but it's a perfect game.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No, not every game is perfect, but this one's pretty dang close, I would say.
And
Now-
I think that the imperfections, much like Skyrim,
Oh yeah,
make it more perfect.
Skyrim is a whole other beast. Oh
Yep.
man.
Because like if you have a perfect game where everything runs exactly as it should, the developers aren't gonna think of all the ways you can have fun in a game.
Oh yeah.
But whatever, it's like slightly buggy, but not to the point where like it's broken. Then that's the fun zone. I feel like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
because you gotta have bugs.
I think
Otherwise, it's
there's
just
definitely got to be some bugs, and sure, if the developers fix it, whatever. But like, bugs can sometimes make things fun. So.
Yep.
Anyways, I think that's it for our review on GTA 5.
I think so.
Overall combined score probably like an 8.5 to 9 out of 10
Yep.
for overall. So, yeah, if you guys, if we missed anything like super crucial that we don't remember, totally let us know, and we can address it in another video.
And hey,
Or-
if you haven't played GTA 5,
Definitely go play it.
do
Now,
it.
Obviously, it's a mature game, so like players beware. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, if you have any favorite moments in GTA 5, totally tell us. Like we're
DM on
interested.
Twitter.
Yeah, X, Twitter. Yeah, we're interested in hearing your guys' experiences with the game. And again, yeah, if we missed anything, let us know, because it's been a little bit since we played, especially story mode.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's it for the Frogcast today, guys. Thank you for
thank
listening.
you for listening.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
see ya.
See you later, Stinky. Leaving so soon. Hope we see you next time.